It's just to exchange now because you have already signed. Why can't you be closer there? Yeah. No handshake. You bro each other. Eh? Okay. Thank you very much. Eh? Thank you. Thank you. Let me call now the Public Service Commission Chair and the Nairobi County Public Service Board Chair to do the same. You don't need to sit. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, we have finished that part of the ceremony. It is now my distinguished pleasure to invite you, Your Excellency, to speak to us.
Thank you, ladies. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. The Governor of Nairobi City County, Governor Mike Buvi Sonko, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today for what is indeed a very important event in the annals of our republic as a constitutional democracy founded on the principles of devolved governance. The essence of devolution, as established in the Constitution, is to ensure that the government serves the needs, interests of our people to the most localized levels. To optimize on service delivery, our Constitution envisages independence and cooperation between the two levels of government. This cooperation is indeed the essence of our devolution. We, as has been stated, are one government at different levels, working in concert to deliver to the people what is essential for their livelihood and upkeep, be that security, water, sanitation, good health, roads, safe transport, education, and so on. The citizen cares not who is delivering the service. The citizen does not differentiate between the different levels of government. To him, government is one. Therefore, we must also act as one and not appropriate blame on one another, for this is not what Mwananchi expects of us. They want service delivery, not excuses. Ladies and gentlemen, Nairobi is not only the capital city, seat of government of Kenya, it is much more. Many regional and international organizations are based in Nairobi as a diplomatic hub for the region. Indeed, the only United Nations organization headquarters outside the Western Hemisphere is located here in Nairobi. Testament to the importance and preeminence of the city in the diplomatic arena. Nairobi is host to 2 airports, with bustling activities carrying international visitors in and out of Kenya to every part of the globe, as well as ferrying passengers to every part of our country. Nairobi is home to the industrial sector that churns out goods that are transported across the region. Nairobi is a living, breathing metropolis and home to over 4 million people of all walks of life, not only from every corner of Kenya, but from every corner of the globe. These Nairobians are extremely hardworking and industrious people, evidenced by the fact that 40% of our country's GDP is produced here in Nairobi. For Nairobi, therefore, to continue on this path is of paramount importance, that its citizens are provided reliable, efficient, and timely services. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that there has been challenges to the delivery of these services. Part of these challenges have been as a result of internal constraints and capacity issues afflicting Nairobi County. Whatever the cause of these challenges, the unfortunate consequence has been that members of the public have often been deprived of essential and critical services. We have, as an example, seen uncollected garbage that is suffocating the city with the additional risk of disease and infection. We have water rationing in most parts of the city and perennial traffic congestion that is eating into the productivity of the residents of this city. However, as has been stated often, the biggest problem that the city faces is corruption and cartels that have a vice-like grip on City Hall. From the collection of garbage, to parking of vehicles, to water supply, to issuance of permits, be it for business or construction, the cartels and corrupt practices have made service delivery almost impossible. Together with Governor Sonko, we had recognized these problems, and it was for that reason that I initiated a partnership with the Nairobi County government under the leadership of Governor Sonko to develop the Regeneration of Nairobi program. This joint program was informed by the problems faced by the city, and it focused on a number of critical development sectors, including housing, urban renewal, roads and paving, infrastructure, street lighting, waste management and disposal, water and sewage infrastructure, as well as decongestion of Nairobi city, amongst others. The Regeneration of Nairobi program was overseen by a joint committee comprising of cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries from the national government, as well as county executive committee members and chief officers of the Nairobi County government from the relevant departments. For 2 years, the Nairobi Regeneration Committee grappled with the issues that were bedeviling Nairobi. Unfortunately, the creation of the Nairobi Regeneration Committee proved to be an inadequate measure, as it was incapable of effectively taking charge and directing the changes that needed to be implemented. It is that failure that led to further consultations, resulting in the transfer of functions that we are witnessing today. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, after today's signing ceremony, I have also today created the Office of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. This office will be headed by Major General Mohammed Abdallah Badi, who is here present, who will take over as the Director General of the Office of Nairobi Metropolitan Services. He will be deputized by Enosh Onyango Momanyi, here present, as the Deputy Director General of this office. Asante. These two gentlemen and other officers to be seconded by both the national government and the county government will assume control over the functions that have been transferred. The Nairobi Metropolitan Services, or as it shall be referred to, the NMS, will be in charge of the functions that are transferred to the national government on behalf of the national government. Their primary responsibility would be to ensure that they deliver the services to the citizens of Nairobi. As I commission the Nairobi Metropolitan Service here today, I will task them firstly to bring an end to the corruption and to dismantle the cartels that have hindered the development of this county. I know that this is a tall order, but to you who have been charged with this responsibility, I pledge that I will ensure that you are fully supported by government in all ways possible to ensure that you achieve this goal. I task the NMS to work, for example, on streamlining urban renewal projects such as Jivanji, Pangani, and others, which have been previously awarded before 2018 and have continually been delayed. The NMS should review these projects and make determinations on how these projects can take off, realizing that the development of these projects are part of the recently concluded Eastlands Urban Renewal Master Plan. NMS should concentrate on the implementation of the Nairobi Railway City Master Plan, which seeks to create and redevelop about 425 acres of land around the Nairobi Railway Station, with the aim of creating a world-class, multi-model node within the Nairobi Central Business District. To this end, this area has already been gazetted as a special planning area to pave way for the preparatory, planning, and works for the implementation of the Nairobi Railway City plans. Over the next 100 days, the NMS team should work closely with relevant institutions to establish the Railway City Development Authority and identify the anchor projects and investors for this redevelopment project. The NMS team should also focus on streamlining development control and approvals for the county. The construction business relies heavily on approvals on various investments and the erosion of economic value owing to dysfunctional approval processes, and this is well documented. Complaints of corruption and having to pay out bribes to receive permits and approvals must and will be a thing of the past. Therefore, it is critical that we take practical steps to rid this section of corruption, ease the pressure on construction sector, and reduce the cost of doing business. The NMS will implement an urgent action plan to clear backlog for approvals, and they should also fully operationalize the e-construction and e-permit system, and in this way reduce the number of delays arising from investors from development control approvals. The NMS will work very closely with the Nairobi Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, NAMATA, to implement the Nairobi Urban Mobility Plan and effect the non-motorized transport goals that are set out within the plan, which will include providing paved walkways, street furniture, and improved conditions for pedestrians on foot and or cycling. NAMATA will be empowered to work closely with the NMS team as a demonstration of the synergies and acceleration that can be obtained when collaborative practices are adopted in government. NMS should also embark on 3 projects to enhance the Nairobi Metropolitan within the CBD by the construction of walkways along especially 3 major pedestrian streets, Mwindi Mbingu, Wabera, Kenyatta Avenue, amongst others. In addition, NMS should operationalize 2 matatu termini at Desai Road and Park Road in order to stem the disruptive use of city streets as parking for matatus. To further improve traffic management and help to decongest the CBD, they should also seek to rehabilitate and reintroduce and enforce the use of traffic signals. They should introduce automated and hourly car park facilities at Central Bus Station along Landis Road, Sunken Car Park along Aga Khan Walkway, and the Nairobi Law Courts parking along City Hall Way. Our plans for enhanced service through commuter rail must also be pushed forward and yield greater results of decongesting Nairobi. Soon we shall be taking delivery of 4 out of the 11 diesel multiple units, DMUs, from Spain, and the availability of these units will increase our capacity to provide commuter rail services. In the area of solid waste management, I also direct NMS to ensure that their focus will be on operationalizing effective garbage collection and disposal methods that will include a collaboration with the National Youth Service. NMS should reactivate county garbage collection vehicles, trucks, and other equipment that have been grounded in times past and only require minimum repair to be able to increase the level of service from the county. NMS should also ensure that there is a crackdown on illegal dump sites and the enforcement on affluent discharge from industry and restaurants into our rivers. A renewed effort on the recovery of contested county land earmarked for management and disposal of waste, of solid waste matter across the county should be undertaken. And in 100 days, NMS should identify and gazette the legal solid waste disposal sites for use by both public and private collection service providers. In the area of water sanitation, the NMS team must focus in the next 100 days on outlining key strategies for equitable and better management of water distribution services under rationing program. Registration and monitoring of vendors and Bowser operations will be a key area for enforcement to ensure that we both limit interruptions to service delivery by water cartels, but also to ensure that Nairobians are able to pay a fair price for much needed water. Towards the development of long-term sustainable systems for water and sanitation, NMS should activate, in collaboration with the Nairobi City Water and Sewage Company, projects that will enhance last-mile connectivity for both water and sewer pipelines across the county. With regard to health, we must ensure that our health facilities are up to speed with the right management, staffing, delivery of drugs to ensure that Nairobians are able to obtain proper health care. I further task the Advisory Committee of the Nairobi Metropolitan Service, comprising of the relevant cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries from the national government and the county executive committee members from the Nairobi County government, to urgently prepare an action plan for Nairobi together with NMS, ensure that services are urgently restored to the people of Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, we must work together. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are doing is not a favor. It is a service, and we must provide it. And we cannot turn back. And for that, I ask each and every one of you to be committed to the task ahead. It will not be an easy task, but with commitment, dedication, honesty, and diligence, and hard work, which means collaborating and collaboration with each other. This is not a one-man job. We must work together. And we must work together, not pull at each other, but work together. And I look forward to seeing positive results in the shortest possible time. As I conclude, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Governor of Nairobi, Mike Sonko, to thank the Senator of Nairobi, Johnson Sakaja, to thank the Speaker and through her, members of the Nairobi County Assembly, to thank all who have been involved for showing leadership in seeking to solve the problems facing the county. I thank each and every one of you who has played a role in making what is taking place here today possible. And furthermore, I wish the new Director General, Major General Mohammed Abdallah Badi, and his entire team all the best in the Herculean task that is commencing today. I thank you. God bless Nairobi. God bless Kenya.